Hey, how you guys? Hey, what's up? How you guys doing? Good evening. Hey, boy, Blue, what's going on? Thank you for being here. What's going on? All right. Give me 1 second, guys. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Hey, Fifi Johnny, how you doing? Give me 1 second. I'm coming right back. All right, all right. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, what's up, boy Blue? Good evening. What's up, Fifi Johnny? Good evening. What's up, Mikey at the garden? Good evening. How you guys doing tonight? Hope you guys doing wonderful tonight. All right, so tonight we supposed to have a special guest tonight who gonna share the culture of the island that they grew up on and the food they eat, the sister islands, because the thing about it is many of these islands have sister islands, meaning small islands connected to them. Many of them. So, want to share all that information. So, let me. I'm gonna just go ahead and just conversate until that person ready. All right. So yes, boy Blue, I could eat some roast breadfruit, man. So I could eat some roast breadfruit. The ones them that almost that now start ripening. Could eat some of that right now, man, with nothing. Just the breadfruit itself. When it now start ripening and have that like a sweetness, I I can deal with that right now. Yes, I could definitely deal with that right now. I remember, man, when we used to have this banner fire. We have a banner fire. And all we do is, yes, with saltfish, yes. We used to have a banner fire, and all we just roasting breadfruit. Man, just going for breadfruit, and we just roasting breadfruit all day. With no, all we do is eating breadfruit. No chicken back, no saltfish, nothing. But I will tell you this: yeah, some people, when your mother make this is saltfish, they call it blowjo, something like that. Some I don't know how other people how you guys call it, right? But we have this where we cook with salt fish and you know what I mean, cucumber and tomato. They call it a name I can't remember, but my goodness, if you ain't careful, you eat off your finger while you're eating. If you ain't careful. Yeah, that's the real breadfruit. That's the real breadfruit, not the stuff they have. You know, sometimes you go in the store today and the breadfruit on them so small. You know that they did not even get to full. There's actually young breadfruit that maybe for cooking, they're surely not for roasting. And then when you try, say, all right, let me, the song of them, a matter of fact, I don't even waste my time. From the time I see them, I don't even look. I don't just turn away because I know that breadfruit, something is wrong with that breadfruit. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever had young breadfruit in peach? Yes, 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 yes. My mother used to love breadfruit, cooked breadfruit. Yes, yes. We used to, yes, I used to eat that a lot. Trini call it blow job. I think that the same name. I take that the same name. Blow job. Yes, I take that the same name. That listen me. When your parents finish with that, man, and put that down with the oil, and all you're doing is dipping the breadfruit in the sauce, that used to be really delicious. And don't talk about the chicken back. Them time, listen me, them time chicken back, the oil that the chicken back push off, and you dip it down in that saltfish, in that breadfruit down inside there. Them used to be the days. That's why I'm saying, guys, I eat so much meat in my lifetime. It's for quit now, for real. I think I eat enough for all them roadside cook or all them yard fowl. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys know do the same thing, right? Yes, full of grease, man. Let me tell you, you know, like I don't know, like Ole's night. Ole's night and some stew jacks. Yes, man, it's so much you could have used with for breadfruit. But I mean, and even though breadfruit was so flourishing, I never knew breadfruit was had so much benefit. I never know that. Them food was life. My grandfather used to tell me, I live it. You eat it for so. I give you wrong, but the thing about it, man, the food used to make you strong as hell because I don't know how we used to tumble out them bag of Edo and bag of Dashin out the mountain. Young boys, but you pumping with a bag of Edo or a bag of cold stew. So them food, that food used to really keep us, man. Yes, we do the same exact thing. Real pot, stew dog on the side of the road. Yes, they used to have a banner fire, man. A banner fire just blazing. And men just going for breadfruit. You know, sweet breadfruit, man. That was the time. Can't forget them days, man. Can't forget them days. We used to cook by the side of the road all the time. Yes, that was naturally a regular something. One second for me, guys. All right, let me see. Okay, okay, start from scratch. I'm gonna put the link in the description in the chat. Hey, all right, good night, good night. Hit the link and you could come right up. The link is right there in the chat. Start from scratch. How you doing? Thank you for being here. We appreciate you coming through. All right. Just hit the link and come up. Let me know if you have any problem. When we don't know what to cook anymore, we used to just roll flour. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, but I want to tell you this: them fried. I don't know. Some people roast fry the bakes in oil, like they're gonna have a pot of oil. I don't know if every island do that, but they're gonna have a pot full of oil and just throw the dumpling, the bakes down inside of it, and and let it fry. But we never used to do that. We used to just throw a little bit of oil, fry the bakes, and turn it over. All right, okay. Hey, welcome. Hey, boy, welcome. Life from scratch. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
All right, so what's going on?
I'm here, willing to join in on your discussion tonight.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for coming by. We appreciate you. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna give you the flow so you can um, introduce yourself and you take it from there. Hey, John Stewart, how you doing? Thank you for being here. All right. So, all right, live from scratch. The floor is yours. You go ahead.
Sorry if I'm not on camera, but thank you for the opportunity to participate tonight. I am pretty much driving at the moment,
Oh, be careful.
so that's why I'm really not on camera.
So
But tonight,
you wanna wait till you get home, or where you wanna
no,
be?
it's okay. I guess I can talk to you guys. I should be there shortly, so
Okay, all right, go ahead. Okay, so go ahead. Thank you.
yeah, well, tonight, this is somebody from St. Vincent and the Grenadines,
All right.
and we are south, very south. When you look at the Caribbean map, we're very south. We're almost close to Grenada. I know Fifi is from Grenada. So, Fifi, I'm your neighbor across the water. And St. Vincent and the Grenadine is a multi island state. We have the main island, which is 150 square feet, and we square miles, and we have 32 islands that make the Grenadines. Now, of this, we have 7 that are really inhabited. The others are not. Some are considered wildlife sanctuary. The inhabited ones are the closest one to the main island is called Bequia, and it's spelled Bequia. It is a Latin word. The second inhabited one is Mustique. We also have Canawan, Miro, Union Island. And Union Island is the one that is closest to Grenada. Now, for Bequia, it is considered a seafaring place where the population is really dependent on the ocean. They are considered to be boat builders, and they are one of the only place on the western side of the world that is a whaling island. And this has been a tradition that has been passed down for almost 150 years. They are considered the whale capital, really, of the Western world. Now, they are also boat builders, and this has been a tradition for over 200 years. They are great fishermen. Many of the men are great navigators. They do work abroad on many of the luxury yachts and even for oil companies as captains. Now also on the second Grenadine island of Mustique, which pretty much a few people may hear of, it's considered the getaway for the rich and the wealthy. It's nothing but luxury. I would not name people who really reside there. I guess it's just a privacy thing. And then you have Canawan also has a very large um, hotel marina, and it's also private. Union Island is one of the ones as well as Beckway where there is a lot of locals. It's not so much tourist based. There are a lot of locals. And one of the great things about Union Island is that they are considered to be one of the biggest producers of sea moss. Natural sea moss, this is no makeup anywhere. They have a lot of sea moss farms. And it has become one of their biggest exports. Now, this is the first place I've seen where you have the colors, the different colors of sea moss. I didn't know it growing up to have different colors, but this is the place that does. Also, they have a gecko, a type of lizard, a multicolored one, not very long, maybe about 6 inches. That's dependent. They're now listed on the endangered species, and they are one of the newest species that's been discovered. So this has become like a symbol for the island. We have also on one of the other Grenadine islands, which is Myro, that we have a salt, what do you call that? It's like a salt pan where you can collect sea salt, and they do package the sea salt for sale. So we have a lot to offer in the Grenadines. We have whaling, we have farming where they produce cassava, corn, peas. We have Union Island that produces sea moss and this very new discovered gecko, which is a type of lizard. You have Myro that produces the salt, and you have Canawan that has this way beyond luxury hotel and a marina along with it. Now, St. Vincent have a culture of 90% Africans and a 10% would be of a mix where you have Europeans, we have Indians, and we have maybe about 1% Asian, which have spread over the past 30 years or so. We are considered a volcanic island, and we do have one of the largest volcanoes. And one of the big things for us is that we have half of the island has black sandy beaches, and the other half has white and pink beaches. So that's the beauty about us. We are colors. Now, also, if you notice our national flag, I think, Planta, you had a photo of it. I'm not hearing you, though.
Yes, I had it in my thumbnail, but I think I had it on my iPad. But
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put it up as a thumbnail when we finish, so people could see the what you're talking about, the flag itself.
Okay, the flag has 3 colors. The blue represents the luscious blue sky and the blue waters. The green is for our vegetation. The yellow is for our gorgeous sunshine. And if you notice on the flag, we have three diamonds, which represents that we are the jewel of the Caribbean. So you know what that means. We shine. We are considered a bunch of private people because we are not that greatly known. You know, that's one of the things about some of the islands in the Caribbean. They're not as established worldwide because I think of population size. Because we're only a population of 110,000 people. So we're not that big. We cannot even make half of one state here. So that's one of the things about us. So we are not that greatly known. In the north of our country is where our volcano is established, and it's called La Soufrière. Now, on one half, which is the eastern northern part of the volcano, oh, there you go with the flag.
This is the flag.
Yes.
Yeah,
So the blue is for the water, the yellow is for the gold, and the green is for our luscious vegetation. The diamond means that we are the Julian. It is a gorgeous place to be. St. Vincent offers so much. Our celebrations are like, we have Carnival, which is the second largest in the Caribbean, apart from Trinidad, where you have the greatest display of talent, where you have these costumes are just something to really experience. And this is between the months of the end of June to the first week of July. It's called 10 Days of Mass and Fun. Now, we have different shows that makes up Carnival. You have the Kiddies Carnival. You have Miss Caraval, which is a queen show with different ladies from the Caribbean. We also have our local Queen of Carnival show. We have Calypso show, which is our original. Now, Calypso is considered a type of music. It's really based on commentary. It's based on whatever is happening in the country, whether politically or on another social level. It could be on a religious level. That would be the base for their songs. And the type of rhythm that goes with this music is where you get that word from, calypso. So it's our style of music. You know, Jamaica has reggae. Our is calypso. So that's our style of music. Now we also have a big Easter celebration. And a lot of the Easter celebration is done on the bigger Grenadine island of Beckway, where you have yacht races, which is an international yacht race. You have people from Australia all the way right back to the Caribbean. And this is like the thing to have. Everybody gets up early, sit on their front porch or goes down to the ocean and just watch these races. They can, you know, follow along on their boats, but it is gorgeous to see the display of the colors of the yacht sails and the way in which the boat turns in the wind. It is just gorgeous. We also have in that celebration one for the kids, which is called a coconut boat. Now, this boat is made from the coconut shell, not the hard shell, that outer shell of the coconut. You have to be able to cut it a particular way so that you can get the half of it. It would be like the shape of a boat, and you would design your boat. You will add sails, you will add color, and you go out and you race these boats during that Easter festival. It is nice to see because out the craft of the people, and it's where you teach the younger kids how to get into boat building. It's like the introduction to boat building. So this is done during Easter. And during Carnival, there is about 9 mornings. Now, 9 mornings is something, is a celebration that happens 9 mornings of the 10 days of Carnival. So every morning at like 2 a.m. until 7 a.m., you are out in the street. It could be in the city or it can be in your village, and you go out in pajamas, in nightgown, and you will display different things. You will have talent shows, but you are required to dress
I don't know what happened. I think she ended up in a bad area because as you see, she was kind of cutting out. So I'm gonna put back the link so you can come right back up when you get the chance. Oh, you right? But all right.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. All right.
Yeah, so that goes on for the 9 early mornings leading up to the big and last day of Carnival. This 9 morning also occurs in December. 9 mornings leading up to Christmas. You also have that early morning celebration. But this time it is divided two ways. One is religious, where the Christians would go to church early in the morning, and the other side, everybody would go and have a street party. So that leads up to the 9 days before Christmas. So there is always some kind of good celebration, cultural show. We have it. We have it. So this is part of what St. Vincent has to offer. Right now, farming is not the greatest, but it was one of our biggest source of income. Tourism now is playing a big part in filling that gap. It's the place to go. It's so much to offer because we have some of the greatest waterfalls you can go to. There is one called Falls of Belen, which you go by boat, you can picnic there and just enjoy the beauty of the water just beating on your back or your chest, or you can swim in the pond below it, but it's more accessible by boat. We also have a salt pan where it looks like four different pools, but it's made by the rock and it's caused by something from the volcano. But you also have the ocean that refills the pond. So it's a natural type of pool. That's how it looks like, four pools connected together. And it's gorgeous to just sit there and look at the ocean just coming over the rocks, and you are in there just soaking up all that gorgeous salt water. At the end of the day, you just feel so refreshed, so relaxed, and it's worth the trip. It's like a hour trip to get there. It's worth your time. I think I'll pause there for a moment and maybe you want to come in and say something, Planter?
For you to explain a little to the people what is whaling, because you mentioned whaling, but I'm sure not everyone gonna understand what is whaling. So
Okay.
give me
Now, whaling is the way in which you go out and you catch a whale, like you would go fishing. But it's a particular way it's done. You have to know what you're doing when you're doing this because it can be very dangerous. But it's the way it's done. You go out in a small boat, not a big boat. It has to be small. And it is done with a harpoon that you have to stick the whale at the top. And then you have to have the diver who will be able to go down in the water after you stick the whale to stitch the mouth of the whale. So, knowing the size of a whale, you understand when I say you have to know the craft in order to catch this whale. Because if you don't sew them out, the whale will swallow a lot of water, which will cause the whale to sink your boat and you will lose the whale. So that's how it's done. Now, when you finish doing that, you have to bring the whale to shore where in Beckwith they do have an island where they take it. And then it's being cut up and sold to locals. Now, this is something that is also done in Alaska. So sometimes if you look at national, you can see how this is done, but it's pretty much the same way. So that is something that is done only a particular time of the year, and you only allowed to catch, I think it's like 2 or 3 per year, because it's like on a semi-endangered species, but that's the way in which it's done.
okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I like how you break it down. Thank you for that. So now let's talk about the national dish. What is the national dish for St. Vincent and the Grenadines? What kind
It's
of why?
it's a simple dish. It's not complicated. It is breadfruit and a particular fish that we call jackfish. Now, if you look on your Caribbean thing, you'll see where you have like that fried fish and breadfruit. That's pretty much like what our national dish is.
Okay.
And one of the reasons for that is that the breadfruit tree was brought to the island by Captain Bligh. I think it was 16 something.
Yes, yes.
So it's,
Captain Bligh, sorry, Captain Bligh, almost all the Caribbean islands, he the claim, take it there. Go ahead.
yes, so he brought it there. And there is still a remnant from that particular tree. You know, they reproduce pieces of it over the years. And it's located in what we call the botanical garden, which is the oldest botanical garden in the Western Hemisphere. Yes, so that's where it was planted, and they've made a garden out of that area, and it's the oldest in the Western Hemisphere. It's called the Botanical Garden.
Okay.
So that's why we use the breadfruit as the food for the national dish because it's something date back to that time.
Okay. So let me ask you. You know, like on morning time. Do you ever had us to get up at morning time to go to the beach? Like if the fishermen, you know, they go out and they catch the fish. Do you ever have to go on the beach? Do you have that kind of experience where you go on the beach and help the fishermen pull in the seine and they end up give you a few of the fish? Do you have that kind of experience?
Yes. I mean, it was like a way of life. It was one way in which villagers were able to obtain meat for the day. So everybody would look forward to when the fishermen are gonna go fishing, that they can come and help, because two fish was more than you would really get on a normal level. You didn't have money to buy. Yes, it was done.
Okay. So what about the school? How it was for you going to school in them time? When I say, I'm just saying like the distant walking going to school. Have you ever had also one jug water from the pipe? You ever
Yes.
did you ever get into the like how the did you see how the barter system works? How people used to be living in them time?
Yes, because really, it was very few people can say, oh, they were rich. You know, everybody had to go. I know on my particular street, there was one we call standpipe where everybody go to get water. It was not until you got much older that people were beginning to have pipe in their yard. So everybody would go to this one pipe, whether early in the morning or you do it in the afternoon after school. You go and you collect your water, you fill up your drums in order to have water to cook, to clean, to bathe. One pipe serve a whole village. My school was not far away from my house. It's probably about a 10-minute walk. You had to walk it twice a day. You go in the morning, you go home for lunch, you go back in the afternoon. That was it. You had to walk. Our school didn't have a cafeteria. What was that? Did not exist. Everybody went home for lunch. Yep. It was tough, but it was good.
The exercising was amazing. No one, at least you wasn't complaining. You was just doing it because I guess that was the way of life.
Yeah, it was the thing. You can't complain because how else you gonna get to school? You couldn't stay home.
That's true. That's true. I do believe almost the whole Caribbean is basically the same thing because even though you didn't have time that you could actually tell your mother you're not going to school, that was out of the picture.
Oh no. No, no. You have to prove you were sick.
Yeah. And most of the time, they might give you some bush, depends on where you, how you feel. They might just give you until you go ahead, you're not staying home. It was
Yeah.
normal to walk, so they want right.
What's
You
that
have
Fifi
no
is
choice but
asking?
walking. All right. We foot have
That is so true.
okay.
Your foot had mileage.
Okay. Is, is anyone
I
have
think,
any question?
boy
Right.
blue, I think those mileage were called stone bruise.
Oh man. Oh man.
Unplanted, can you read what Fifi was saying before?
Okay, well, Fifi say, she said, yes, there was always a standpipe in every village.
Okay. So she
Yes,
knows what I'm talking about.
yes. And she said it was normal to walk So no one complained. Yes, I mean, it's something you just had us to do.
You
So
had to. There was no choice.
there's no choice to even complain. You just got to do it. Or how you going to get there?
Yeah, transportation was not readily available.
That is so true. So let me ask you, when carnival time, when carnival, when carnival time, like calypso, like calypso, how it used to work when like the calypso final, like when all the
Um,
calypso singing and they having semi-final, then they go down to final. Could you say elaborate a little
yes,
on that?
we did have that. Because it was done in different villages, and then the big show is gonna end up in the city. It's like the grand finale. So you would have these preliminary shows in different villages, and the winners of those shows would come into the city for the big finale. As I said, these songs were based on your creativity, your vocals, and it was based on a lot of social issues, whether spiritual, whether political, something occurred in the neighborhood. It was placed in a song, and the best of the best make you the winner. But it was done over a period of time. During that carnival season, that's when you would have different shows. Queen shows and calypso shows were done in different communities, and it will come with a big finale in the city, and you will be crowned king of carnival for that particular year based on your song.
Okay. So since we're talking about carnival, when carnival start in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and when it end, do you know when it start or which month it start or which month it end? So in case people have
It
to listen
starts at
to
the
that.
end of it starts at the end of June, and it finishes the first Monday in July. So it's not a set date. It goes accordingly. So if the first Monday in July is the second, you come 10 days earlier, would take you back into June. So that's where it would start. Because it's 10 days of mass and music. So it starts the end of June, leading up to the first Monday in July, would make the last day. It ends on a no, it ends on a Tuesday, sorry. So it's the first Tuesday in July.
So
10 days.
right, so Monday is and do you guys do what about Juve? Since we're talking about carnival, what about Juve? How does Juve operate? How explain to the people a little about Juve morning.
Um, well, juvenile is is considered one day, the Monday, because 9 mornings eliminate the Juves of yesteryear. So Juve is the Monday before the Tuesday of the grand finale of Carnival. This is where you would have different um, groups. It could be sponsored by a business place, a type of drinks. It could be sponsored by several different groups, several different organizations or business place. And it is done with t-shirts. You would have to purchase your t-shirt, and you would purchase, I think your fee include a t-shirt and a drink ban where you are allowed to get certain drinks during that day. But it's a t-shirt party, really.
Okay.
And in this t-shirt party, a lot of the calypso music is played, and this helps to judge which calypso is going to make the calypso of the year. So it's like a big street party. It's like a big street party in the city. You could have 20 different bands, 10 different bands, but it's done in the city, and it's a t-shirt party. It's like the equivalent of a black party here. You know, you close off your block and you have a party in the summer, but this is on a bigger scale. And the music would be on the back of these big commercial trucks. You could have steel band music, or you could have a DJ music, but it was done on the back of the truck, and everybody would line up behind the truck, and it's party from 2 p.m. to midnight.
That's basically something like Labor Day, like
Yes,
something like
yes.
Labor Day with the
Something like
music.
Labor Day in New York. If you've been to New York during that September, yes, that's a pretty good description of our party Monday Juve.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. You share a lot of information. I'm hoping that you're gonna come back and next time and share more with us. We
I
appreciate
think I'll do come back another time when I can show you different things
that.
from my country, like, you know, craft stuff, different little foods that we love that
Okay,
is locally produced and done.
we appreciate that. You always welcome to come back. We appreciate all the information you share tonight. This is what we're trying to do. Look how much things you mentioned tonight. Even last week, we did a show last week with Grenada as well. Because we're trying to touch every island. People from island could come up and share their culture because these islands only there and nobody did not recognize. Nobody knows about them. Nobody
It's true.
hearing about them. So we're just trying to highlight them and let people know that there's islands down there that's beautiful and have so much going on.
Yes, it is so much. We might be small islands, but we are big in heart. We are big in culture. We just do not have the capacity to put ourselves out there like other islands do. But we are great in our culture, very much so.
Yes, yes. Live from scratch. Boy, Blue accent if you show you that from Grenade.
No, Vinci all the way, blue boy. Vinci all the way.
I think the reason why he asked you that is because the culture.
Very similar.
Yes,
Yeah,
the culture is basically like the same thing. So it's like what you saying is like the same thing he doing. So it's like you sure you so
yes, we do have a lot of things that are. I mean, Grenada is right next door. It's 35 minutes on a plane.
yeah, so about thought, yeah. They're close. All of them is some is 45 minutes, some is it's very close.
Yeah, if you take a plane from Canawan to Grenada, it's probably 5 minutes. They're that close.
Right, because Kanawan is very close to Grenada.
Yes,
That's true.
Canawan is the very south. It's the furthest south of the Grenadine Islands, making it very close to Grenada because Grenada is to our south.
Yes. And
What's that Fifi is asking?
if we say the culture is so similar and we use the same currency, right, which is the truth. Grenada
Exactly.
is
Yes.
the same currency.
Yes.
And Fifi say yes, it's 35 minutes flying from Grenada to St. Vincent. So it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Or you could use, as Boy Blue said, or you could use a speedboat as well. Because
That's right.
plenty people do use speedboat from going back and forth.
Yes. Yes.
So it's so much to these islands have to share, where people could actually go on vacation, enjoy the
Exactly.
beautiful water, the beautiful fall, the rivers, the food. It's so much. So right now we talk about Grenada, and I'm sure one day Fifi might come back and share more about Grenada, because I know she have a lot to share. So maybe one day she might come back and share more. But at least we start enlightening places that look. I never know if Grenada was had the most. Is spice is nutmeg? Is nutmeg? I never know Grenada produce nutmeg like that. So
Yes, yes. They are considered the Spice Island. Yeah.
I'm learning as well, so that it's a good thing. I think it's a pretty good thing.
I think it is where we can show that, you know, enlighten whomever is listening to even take a chance and look at your map to find out where these places are and learn a little bit about who we are. We're a lot of people with a lot of love.
And you know, we're gonna get deeper down in the future about the real culture and how they claim how it all started. We get deeper down from time to time. You know, but for now, at least, we letting people know that there's islands out there that you could have a good time. All right. Fifi says she have a question. Do you want to come up or you want to just type it? What you want to do? Fifi, you want to come up or you want to type it in? Okay, the link is in the chat if you want to come up, okay? Grenada is the second largest producer of nutmeg in the world. Could you imagine that?
Oh yeah.
A small island. You see what I'm saying? And I never knew that until last week when Fifi.
Yes, well, also another thing about St. Vincent, we are considered one of the best producers of arrowroot starch.
Okay.
It's one of the highest quality arrowroot starch you can get comes from St. Vincent.
Okay. Right. Okay. Fifth question is the CMOS that has a different color. Does it grow wild or it is farm?
Um, it's farmed, but it's in the ocean. It's not where it
mechanically. It's in the ocean. It's in
the ocean. It's just being monitored by someone, but it's not that farm quality kind of thing. This is in the ocean, naturally done.
Okay. All right. So Fifi said Indonesia is the biggest producer of nutmeg. So okay. So basically
So,
Grenada is the second.
right next to it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Wow. It's just so much to learn, guys. So much to learn. And I've been learning, and I'm just hoping that more people can come and just, have this conversation from time to time. Let people know that there's an island where you come from that they could actually go and have a peaceful vacation. Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
One of the thing plan to let me ask Fifi, like, okay, for us, we said, if you're from St. Vincent, we said, oh, you are Vincy. Now, do they have a slang for if you are a Grenadian? You just say, oh, you're a Grenadian, or?
Okay, all right. Fifi say got here because it's also farm the same way in Grenada, but we don't have the different color of CMAS. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. What do they call themselves? Do they just say they're Grenadians, or like how we cut our short? We said you're a Vincy.
I'm no Grenadian, so I'm not sure. Let me see if I can get. We just say we from Greens. Oh yes, it's true. It's true.
Oh, really? I've never heard that.
Yes, I heard that before. I heard that before. We from yes, I heard that before. Yes, 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 yes,
Okay.
yes. So they say greens instead of color green.
Instead of Grenadians. Okay.
Yes. Oh wow.
Nice.
Well,
I
life.
think it is so good when we could have these exchange of cultures. It
Yes,
is so good.
it is. It is. Spice man or from greens. Okay, right, 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 right. Spice. Or this is from all from. Okay, okay.
You from Spice Island?
Yes,
Okay.
from Spice exactly. So this is wonderful. So for anyone who listening or even maybe come back and listen at least, they're able to learn something. And this is really nice that St. Vincent and Grenada is almost the two smallest, one of the two smallest island in the Caribbean. There, you know what I'm saying? And there's like that on the map.
Hi.
Hi.
So
Ben was
it's
trying to get a hold of you.
Really?
Yeah.
yes, St. Vincent and Grenada
I forgot
is
to check that box right there. Can you sign this and
all right, I think she's speaking to someone. So I put her on mute. But St. Vincent and Grenada is almost the two smallest island. If you're looking for them on the map, they're like dots. They like dots on the map. But they have so much to offer that, I mean, so much to offer. And people don't know about them. So I'm hoping that this will, what we're trying to do here will bring forth light to these islands that people couldn't actually know. Yes, there's a beautiful island down in Grenada. There's beautiful island St. Vincent. There's St. Lucia. There's many different islands that you really not hearing about. So Grenada is the smallest. Wow. To Vincent. Yes, definitely, definitely. Definitely. It's so much to share. And one day I'm gonna share my part as well because I do have a lot to share. So I'm gonna be coming up one Friday and I'm gonna share more about the culture. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Life from scratch, you still there? All right, let me put on mute. Yes, I agree so much to learn about these small islands. Yes, I agree with that. Yes, Grenada is the smallest, yes. But so much to offer, producing so much spice. They're known for the name Spice Island. You see what I'm saying? As small as they be, small, they're still able to produce so much, and is so much more. So we're gonna continue this. We're gonna keep going, and we're gonna try see how if we can every week. This gonna be going on. We're gonna be talking about different topic, and then from time to time, we're gonna have people from different islands, just like tonight, just like last week, where they could share the culture of their country and whatever they want to share, how they grow up, the carnival, the food they eat, it's just up to them. Well, guys, all right. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. I hope I hope it was it able to give enough information about the island of Saint Vincent. You could also go back to last week, where we also did one with Grenada. So if you want to learn about Grenada as well, you could go back to that video, and you could learn a lot about Grenada. Tonight, we did about St. Vincent. So we're going to continue this. We're going to continue doing it. Even though we ain't have nobody to come up and talk about their culture, we're going to still have a conversation about the culture, about the things, about how it used to be, the bartering system, how the bartering system used to work. When you talk about community, when you sit down and you talk about community, in those days that's how community operate. That's how community operate. Everybody was working together. People looking, if you don't have this, you could always go to someone and get it. If you don't have sugar, if you run out of sugar, you gotta go and knock somebody door and get some sugar. I wanted to ask what arrowroot was, but it's save it for next. Okay, save it for next time. Okay. Okay. As always, I had a wonderful time and looking forward for next week. Thank you, Blue Boy. I appreciate that. I'm the same thing, man. I'm enjoying it, and it's getting more excited, more and more excited. I'm definitely enjoying it. Thank you for bringing on your guest tonight. It was a lot of information, and it was interesting to learn about different in the can. Right. Yes. We could talk for that's it. That's it. We could sit down and just talk all night about the culture. It's so much to talk about. It's so much to talk about. So, guys, I thank you guys for coming out tonight again. Don't forget, next week we're gonna be right here again, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to continue this conversation about the culture. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. No problem. We'll be looking forward to see you next time to share more. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have a blessed and wonderful night. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all. Peace, love, and blessing. Hope to see you guys next week again. Peace. Thank you, guys.